Fitin10 Nation, it is day 14 of the Fitin10 challenge, and we are 2 weeks in, officially speaking. And I am going to kind of pull the rug out from underneath your feet because I want to change the dates of your scan. So I said your first scan is going to be at the end of week 4, but it's actually going to be the end of week 3. And then I'm going to run them again at the end of week 3. And then you're going to get a good 4-week push at the end, okay? So stay tuned for the online calendar. That means we're going to be running scans in 8 days, okay? Rather than 15 days, okay? So it doesn't matter. It's the first scan. You're going to get 4 altogether, okay? We're just running the first one a little bit sooner. I actually think it's a better idea anyways, just to keep you maybe a little more motivated, right? 2 weeks from now is still... well, it's not far away, but, you know, let's see how well you're doing, okay? You know, even if you're far from being perfect, still the relative change, depending on how much of a relative change it is, but for a lot of you, I know it's quite a change. That in and of itself will produce a lot of progress, okay? All right, let's get to some questions here. Oh man, you know what? I cannot even read my own writing, and I just wrote this. Okay, let's just get to this one because I know what I wrote here. Somebody's asked me about problems with digesting protein. Now, you shouldn't really have any issues even if your protein is up, but here are some suggestions. All right, try to break up your protein amounts so that the protein servings are not too big. So, you know, this is where I'm going to encourage you to eat. Like, it doesn't really make a difference in terms of overall fat loss whether you eat, you know, once a day or 5 times a day. There are some intricacies about this, but for you know, big picture speaking here, big picture wise speaking, that is, it doesn't really make a difference. But when it comes to protein, you may want to break it up. Okay, this will be easier for you. The other thing is that you may have low stomach acidity. This is very common for a lot of people, especially if their diet was very high in carbohydrates. Okay, so here are some things that will help you with stomach acidity. I do one of these actually. Well, I guess I do 2 of these really, but one that I do every day. So one is you can include more fermented vegetables. Okay, so things like pickles, kimchi. What else is there? Sauerkraut, those types of things. Okay. The other thing you can do is implement some apple cider vinegar. This is what I do every morning. I'll talk about this a little bit more in the future, but I do apple cider vinegar, a full lime, and 3/4 teaspoons of sea salt in the morning. Okay, which is about 3/4 teaspoons is about 1,500 milligrams of salt. Okay, and so there's reasons why I do all 3 of these. Some of them are not proven; they're just more of a belief thing. Some of them are actually, there's, you know, evidence, real evidence to show that they do what they are espoused to do. Okay, so that's something that can help you with stomach acidity. Oh, and ginger as well, okay? And I'm sure there's others, okay, taking ginger. Things that you want to kind of avoid doing are eating quickly. You want to make sure you get enough zinc because zinc deficiency can be related to low stomach acidity. Avoid antacids and avoid high sugar intake, which you should be anyways with this challenge, okay? That includes, well, to be included in this, or along with this, I should say, is, you know, processed foods, which we've kind of already talked about, right? So, okay, all right, this person wrote me a question. They said, because, how am I doing for time? 4 minutes? Okay, good. Because we are training and pushing our muscles to failure with every rep, I'm assuming you mean every set? Because every rep you're not going to failure, right? Because obviously then you wouldn't be able to do another one. So I'm assuming you mean set. Does that mean our muscles are going to be that workout, painful, sore every week for the next 10 weeks? Okay, so basically what you're asking me is, if I keep working out this way, am I always going to be sore? So I hate giving this answer, but okay, in a nutshell, I'm going to say yes, but it depends, okay? So it depends on how hard you're pushing yourself. So are you actually reaching failure? Okay, and I don't mean this to be derogatory or to be mean to you. It's some things take time. Like what you may perceive as being true muscular failure is actually far from your muscular failure. Like you actually might be failing, but really you're only giving 70%, but you don't really know what 100% failure is, because like this type of training is different than than a lot of other types of training. Like, so for example, if you go for a run or you're doing a circuit type class, you're essentially doing you're essentially exhausting another oh god, what's the word I'm looking for? You're basically working or exhausting another energy system in the body is essentially it. Okay, but with muscle, with pushing a set to like 10 reps to failure, that's very nervous system based, which means you have to generate that force production, and that starts in the brain. So if you're not used to like pedal to the metal maximum force production, well, you're just not. Like that takes some time. For most of you, it will take time. Okay, it's like trying to sprint 100%. Okay, like over and over again. Okay, it's pretty hard, but it's easy for you just to head out the door and go for a run, right? Like you can just do that on the spot. You don't have to really think about it. Even sprinting, maybe you don't have to think about so much the same way. But with weight training, it really demands that much of you. Okay, now I know I'm being a little bit I'm exaggerating. No, I'm not exaggerating, but like you guys are going to get great results even without having to do this. Okay, because everything's so new to you. But as you can see, I'm going off on a tangent here, because your original question was, can I expect to be that sore throughout the challenge? My short answer to you is yes, but there are a lot of things that will help with recovery, like sleep and proper nutrition and even supplementation. But I don't want to go to supplementation right now. Just eating correctly. So let me be more specific. Eating, enough energy and protein, okay? And I say energy because, you want to make sure you are getting enough of those fats and carbohydrates so that you don't burn through protein. And you want enough protein there to facilitate the recovery of that tissue, okay? So, like, if you don't get enough energy, so this is a common question people ask me, why can't I just, eat all my protein, because that's really the only thing that really matters. Well, it's not the only thing that matters, right? Like your energy intake matters, because if you don't have enough of the energy, then your protein will be used as energy, okay? It's a very poor source of energy, but it will be used as energy, okay? This is specifically why I'm going to stay away from these examples, but bodybuilders, when they go through like this bulking phase, is, they do a super compensation phase essentially, so that, they can build as much muscle as possible. All right, so, and this is why, if you're dieting, if you're calorie restricted, which you guys are going to go through some caloric restriction through this challenge, your chances of putting on muscle are less. Okay, you're still going to put on muscle though, because relatively speaking, for most of you, like I said, this is a completely new endeavor for you. Okay, man, that should have just been an easy question to answer, but I have so much to say. So, short answer to your question, yes, you can expect to be sore throughout this challenge, okay? You shouldn't be sore for like a week, but you should be sore for a couple of days, yes, okay? Just know that you're building, okay? That you are, listen, when your body has to go through recovery, that requires lots of different processes in the body to like, there's lots of work going on, right? That's heightened metabolism. All right, how am I doing for time? 9 minutes, terrible. Okay, let's get the message of the day, even though I didn't get through everything here. Message of the day, nothing, I can't, I'm trying to read my own writing. Nobody is too busy, it's just a matter of priorities. Nobody's too busy, it's just a matter of priorities. It's true. Listen, anything I've ever wanted to do in my life, I've done. And anything in my life that I said I've wanted to do and I haven't done, just meant I didn't really want to do it. It's really is that simple. So if you really want to do it and you really want to see the results of it, then you'll do the planning and you'll do the prep, okay? Of course, there can be some level of ignorance. And again, I don't say this to be demeaning. It's just like you don't know. But really, it really requires that planning and preparing, okay, just to get the results in this. All right, so again, it might seem like you're really busy, and I'm sure a lot of you are super busy, especially at certain points in the day. But you got to take advantage of those times where you do have time, okay, to plan and prepare these things. And if you find that you just don't have the time, then you have to what? You got to make time, okay? So maybe this means getting up a little bit earlier. All right, I know that typically I can waste a lot of time at night. So generally speaking, if I'm not, getting much done at night, then I will just say, okay, usually means I'm tired. I need to sleep. So that's all I'm gonna say, because I'm at over 10.5 minutes. Submit, commit, you guys. Do what you gotta do in this challenge to be your best. Positive energy, positive vibes. Believe in yourself, and like I said, if you don't feel good mentally, okay, or whatever, you just feel like down the dumps for whatever given day it is. This weather, to be honest with you, it's like this weather, like short days and miserable weather, it always affects me. So give some gratitude, you'll feel better. It definitely works for me. I'll talk to you guys all soon. 11 minutes, over 11 minutes. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. Okay, see ya. Oh, tonight, 5 p.m. I'm teaching. See ya.